Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are here for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 8. And let's just say that episode definitely had me triggered. Like the whole, one Mel talking to Marceau and him really kind of like acting like this was really no problem for him to reach out to this, news anchor. Like that just kind of threw me. And then, him talking to Tisha, her acting oblivious as though she doesn't know why the millimeters are even a thing now. Like the whole thing just threw me. Um, don't know why Destiny's here. Like I still have not realized why she's even back on the show. Sunny and Moses don't know what their point is. Getting sick of seeing Trisha. Sorry. What is your storyline? But still, let's just go ahead and get into it. Like I don't know. I felt like honestly I'm just over I'm kind of getting over Love and Marriage Huntsville on some real like really if they can't do better next season, like I would rather just not even watch anymore because what are they bringing? But what was your like take on overall what we seen last night? Sana, what did you think of the episode?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Actually, I think out of the entire episode, this episode that I've heard, this was the worst because everybody was just lying. Everybody was trying to act like the better person. It was just not, it was somehow.
Yeah. I feel like Nell's getting even messier. Like not Mel, but Nell Fletcher. Because one, the way that she was when she got to the gala, like the way that she was just like going around and asking all this information, kind of trying to be in the business, but then going and talking to Destiny. It's all a trigger. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the first scene, which we start back from Mel and Marceau being in the coffee shop. They're talking about basically Marceau communicating with with the news and the comments that he made, because the comment that he made that she seen on the phone was him basically saying free Martell, and she was like, no, free Tisha. Like you know what I'm saying, like we're not going to do this back and forth. And Marcel was like, well, I didn't even really know what was going on. So it's like, if you didn't know what was going on, why would you make these comments? Why would you even put yourself in a position to be where you have to be even questioned about the comments that you made? Like, I felt like him even putting himself in a position to say anything was too much. Just like Mel said, whenever people come and ask her about him and Tisha or Skoll or anything else, she says nothing because it's none of her business. Does nothing for her talking about y'all, so why would she? But she does not get that same respect. And then he brings up the millimeters and acts as though the millimeters are just, just this deplorable gang or cult that just is mindless, has no spine, has no thought process, has no nothing. And, they just attack just because, when that's not even the case. And let's just go ahead and talk about that because I feel like that was an issue. They keep on trying to throw the millimeters out there as though the millimeters are
Every single scene, every single person was talking about them. I don't know if I was the one that noticed, but I felt that we Stormi talked about them, teacher talked about them, Marsau talked about them. I'm like, okay, so you guys are not attacking this person's fan base for what reason? I was just like, this is very. I understand if someone was actively attacking you. But I don't think anybody really had any issue with Marcel. So I really did not understand why he was calling out her fan base for whatever reason. It just felt so weird to me. And then him saying he did not feel comfortable to text her. It was just weird to me.
Right, like all of that. Like, oh no, I'm not gonna reach out to you during this time, and I wouldn't do it any other time. Like, yes, she would, and Tisha would. Like, if her and Tisha has met up and they've talked, why wouldn't Tisha reach out? Like, and you're right. Everybody had something to say about the millimeters. Is that because you guys don't have a fan base of your own and you're jealous of it? Because Mel's, I mean, the millimeters, they ride. You know what I'm saying? We ride for Mel, okay? And it's not on no, oh, because it's just mindless people just
It's
doing
more or
whatever.
less
No.
it's producers, it's producer driven, because the way everybody brings them up in, even in situations that do not correlate. It was like, okay, Stormy bringing them up unnecessarily, Marsau bringing them up from nowhere. It just felt like, oh, the producers told them to talk about them. You know, one thing, when people keep repeating something over and over, it ends up being the truth. And then people do not have you noticed that recently people do not go and do any research? People don't go out to find out the truth. Once something is a popular saying, then that's the truth. And that's the worst part of the world we're living in now. Someone can just say something, get a million likes, and everybody will run with that because that's what they feel like, oh, this is popular, then that means it's right. It's just really popular.
Yeah, and it's all on, like, if you hear someone say it first, they kind of have like they have the ability to spread the narrative however they want to because it was said or you heard it here first type thing. But it's like, do y'all not understand that honestly the millimeters came about because of the necessity to protect this woman? She was getting bashed and tortured not only by her ex-husband but by everybody on the cast. We saw how they was doing her, saw how much they was talking shit about her. And just like Tisha, I mean, just like Marcel said, or like Mel said, Marcel, you have a mother-in-law that's been attacking her for years, and y'all don't say anything about it. Like nobody's sitting there telling Uncle Knuckle to pipe down like that. Like nobody's and then Tisha made the statement, well, we don't have to tell her to activate. No, because she just gets active whenever she wants to. She gets activated on just simple syrup. She gets activated, eating licorice. Like Wanda gets activated no matter what. So you don't have to activate her. But Melody activates the millimeters just because one, it's a protection. This woman has went on without saying stuff.
And
She has said so
there
many
is
things.
no time that she activated anybody against her fellow cast members. So I don't understand how that rhetoric is getting into play. She has never said anybody should activate against anybody. She just said millimeter activate. And I'm definitely sure, and I can back it up, that she never mentioned any cast member. So I really don't understand why they feel attacked when nobody's actually attacking you. And if someone doesn't like you, doesn't mean the person is a millimeter. That does not make sense. Just because someone does not like Tisha does not equal the person to being a millimeter. Some people do not like Tisha, some people, and this those same people do not like Mel. So I really do not understand why they feel like, oh, everybody that has something to say about them is like, come on, we're not in kindergarten.
I think it's just mainly because of who Mel is. Like they're always going to find a reason to have something to say about what she does or how she maneuvers. Just because one, out of everybody on the show and all the cast, honestly, I feel like she moves more in like a true business sense. Like she's a businesswoman. She walks what she talks. Everybody else is like they're talking a whole lot of game, but you don't see any actions behind it. You don't see anything. So there's a lot of jealousy that has been there. And the more that this woman elevates, the more it's going to grow. Like there's no reason for them to have anything to do with the millimeters or bring even. And that's something that I found really crazy is that on the show you guys are wanting to bring up her fan base. Like why? For what? And I feel like it's all because they don't have that. Y'all don't have that, but why do you need it when y'all been the bullies and the one that's been attacking? The millimeters came about for protection. And the whole millimeters activate, Mel didn't even start that. So it wasn't like she even started the whole millimeters activate thing. Mel didn't do it, but it caught on. And you can't tell this woman, just like she said, these are grown people that she does not know. She might go live and she might talk to a couple of them in the sector, but that does not mean that she knows all of the millimeters. There's a plethora, thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of millimeters. You gonna tell me that this woman can actually control everyone? No. And like you said, it's not like she's, trying to stick the millimeters on any of the cast members. She hasn't said like, "Hey, go here and do this to them." No, it's all been on protection, just like with the stuff with with Martell. Listen here, if you can help this woman out by hey, if you guys have can help me out, or if you see anything, or if you saying you hear something, you know what I'm saying, that's just like anybody, that's a regular person. Hey, if you hear something, can you let me know, or whatever the case is. How is that wrong? So yeah, but like it actually surprised me that well, actually it didn't surprise me, because once we move on, we see the conversation with Marsau and Tisha. Of course he was going to let Tisha know just how wrong she was. But let's go ahead and move on, because yeah, and hold on, I will say, because Marsau made the comment like, "Oh yeah, Mel got up and walked out because she didn't like the truth that was being said. She didn't." No, 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 baby. She ran out because she was about to get all up in that bald head ass of yours, and she stopped it. She didn't want to embarrass you in front of them people. She didn't want too much truth to come out. So she had to hurry up and leave for her sanity and for your safety. So you actually should be thankful that she went ahead and walked out when she did. And that's just my opinion. Because I feel like Mel is definitely not taking any of the crap anymore. Like, listen, Mel coming. Mel, 2024 Mel, y'all better stop playing with her. She, mm-mm. But yeah, so moving on to this meetup with Stormi and Destiny. Okay, I just need some help. What is the point? What was the point of bringing Destiny back? Somebody please tell me if you know. What does Destiny have?
There was no point, the same way this particular scene was pointless, because that scene did not make any sense. Okay, let's even talk about the whole scene. They come together, the awkward greeting, yeah, 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 for about 2 minutes. Then they talk about the merometer, then she shed some fake tears. Then Destiny starts talking up. Then she asks Destiny about Mel. I'm like, why didn't you ask Destiny about Melody? I just didn't understand, because we know these women have their relationship has been irreparably damaged. So why are you asking about Melody again? Now Destiny starts talking about, around this part, Stormi then talks about the fact that she met him with Mel and they reconciled and they are okay now. And then she brings up are you sure it's real or it's fake energy? Giving those are faces. I'm like, if you feel like you guys no longer need to be friends or no longer need to be, I think at this point you should let your bitterness go, because the person telling you said she felt great energy, whilst you who wasn't even there at all, they're trying to make her think that maybe the energy was fake. I just don't understand. But at least she made sense asking Stormy, why would you try to invite Melody and Martell to the same place? Everybody around you can know that their relationship is toxic right now, but you wanted to invite Mel, knowing that Melody was not going to be there. Right now, they're in a very toxic legal battle. So obviously, she wouldn't want to be anywhere close to Martell, because Martell is unhinged. At least he's acting unhinged right now. So she definitely does not want to be around him. So anybody with two brain cells or even one brain cell can tell that that did not make any sense inviting Martell and Melody. And then she brings up the whole Sunny and Moses thing. You say, "Oh, I'm over it." Gosh, that scene was not worth it. And then there's one part that I noticed when she was talking about Mosi. She said he wanted her to date him as if he was the girlfriend. I just want to bring that part out because I've noticed that a lot of women say this. I noticed that most women are not reciprocative in their relationship. They feel like the men are supposed to give emotionally, financially. Because if you can trace back to 2 episodes back when she had that conversation with um Moses, he made she made a comment saying, "You promised to pay for my apartment," and he also made a comment saying that every time she flew to see him, he paid for the flight ticket. So it was more like a transactional relationship where he was always paying and paying and paying, and she expected him to keep paying and paying. And she could not even give, oh, you could not even wish him a happy birthday on his birthday, could not buy him gifts, you could not show up. And then finding out that I was also dating other girls, there's just like the storyline and somebody is lying in this situation, and definitely Destiny is also lying. I'm not supporting Moses, he's a liar, he's a cheater and everything, but she did not want to date him as a girlfriend. She actually saw him as a money bag.
I don't think Destiny knows how to date as a girlfriend. I don't think Destiny, because she's too worried about having big D energy. She's too worried about being the man. Like the way, the energy that she carries, the attitude that she carries herself as though she is like a dominant woman, which is fine. But just know that if you are wanting a man that's going to, if you're wanting a real man, you need to soften up some, or find you a man that can make you soften up. Because sometimes, it's just hard. Like you just have to be strong, you have to be tough. And that's just how it is as a woman. Like, we've had to do those things. But sometimes we choose not to be soft. We choose to be, difficult sometimes. And we can choose to be, just hardcore because we're stuck in what we want and how we want things. And we're not willing to compromise. But the thing is you have to be willing, or at least have enough quality about yourself to want, or to be able to, let me see, how can I put this? In order to, so if you want to demand some stuff and you're wanting to demand things from a man, at least have the quality to have those demands. Like, to me, Destiny is that she does want to be kept. She wants to be a maid woman. She wants to be, just a regular stay-at-home housewife who doesn't have to do anything. Her husband takes care of everything, or her man does. And that's just point in time, or at any point in time can't do exactly what it is that she says, it's going to be a problem. And she's going to start getting disrespectful. And next, you're a female because, you know, men want to be taken care of sometimes too. Like, look, I'm the type of person in a relationship, I don't mind spoiling my man because I know I'm going to get it reciprocated. Am I expecting it, or do they expect it? No. But I'm not about to sit there and say, oh, well, because you can't do this for me, you're a girl, you want to be my girlfriend. No, that's just disrespectful. For what? And then it shows, like, is this how you are in all of your relationships? Because why didn't your marriage, last? Because we know LeBaric could definitely take care of her. So what was it between you and LeBaric to where that didn't last? And then with you and Moses, you're talking about y'all been off and on for 15 years. So was you messing with him during your marriage? Is that why it didn't last? Because the same stuff you're trying to put off on Moses and Sunni kind of seems like you're doing or have done the same thing as well. So, like, I don't know. When it comes to Destiny and this whole Moses Sunni, thing, I feel like it's all a storyline for all of them. This scene here with Stormi and Destiny just made no sense, because I felt like it was either going to be a male bash session or a bash Sunni and Moses session, which that's pretty much all we got. So I don't know. Destiny, Please take her back off the show. I just don't understand what she's there for. What was that? Because this whole scene, like, we could have did without this. I feel like this was just there for what? Y'all are in a dark ass club eating chicken fingers, talking about really nothing or the same things over and over again. But yeah, moving on. So we get to Tisha and Marsau, and Marsau is wanting to tell Tisha about how he had met up with Mel. And Tisha makes the comments like Mel's making her rounds one by one to everybody, like she's setting the record straight or whatever the case is. And Marsau was telling her about the conversation that they had and how Mel walked out, or how she was talking around in circles or whatever, and then and how um, what he said to her about the millimeters and what she said about not being able to control his mother-in-law and how he agrees. But of course, Tisha didn't. So with this, what did you think before I get into my thing? What did you think?
Tisha would never agree that Wanda is wrong because indirectly she agrees with what Wanda is saying. Okay, let's look at it this way. They agree that instead of them having issues every season, they are going to talk it out. But despite you talking it out, you are still going to the back of this person backbiting about the same thing you guys already talked or hashed out. You know she mentioned this issue in front of you. You had nothing to say at that point in time. But now you have all this mouth at the back of the person. It just doesn't it doesn't make any sense to me. And when you are bashing somebody, you will notice that immediately Martell will find one fault in you so that it almost seems like he's defending Melody against you. Because why did he bring up I'm also supporting her about the whole mother-in-law thing? This is not something that she started singing about today. So you have always known about Wanda coming online. So the whole lies about, oh, I did not know that she's still bashing Mel and everything. It's is bullshit because almost every single life this woman has, she has something to say about this particular woman that could actually be a child. So it was weirdly convenient that both of them did not know that she was still doing that. And how does Tisha think her not being able to control her mom is way different or is lesser than Mel not being able to control fans? Because it's easier for you to control someone that you are close to, someone that you can have a phone call with. It's easier to control that person, or it's easier to put this person in their place. As against numerous fans in different countries, how does that make sense? How is it even possible?
Listen, how? Mm, I'm sorry. These two confuse me. Like they really do. And it's mighty funny, like how, like I said, we were talking about how they keep bringing up the whole millimeters and everybody, and um, right, Maria, it's not possible because it's not meant to be possible. But they keep talking about the same things, but yet where is you guys' storyline? Where is you guys' like what do you have? What all these people that are steady talking about, other people, like what do y'all have? And I did you guys see the face that Tisha was making when Marcel basically said that he agreed with Mel and that he's willing to fix what it is that she said. He's willing to understand what she said and actually fix it and change things. That look on Tisha's face said it all, because that was the look of, you won't change things for me, but yet you will change things for another woman. Right. And she knows that her mom is a problem. She's been a problem. before the millimeters, before any huge fan basing or any of that really happened, we have seen the problems not only with Wanda, but with the rest of the cast. And we've also seen the division and how a lot of the cast has come against Mel in all of the seasons that we have watched. We've seen it happen. And then it's like it's surprising. You guys act like you're surprised, or you act like, oh, it's a problem now because she actually has people that'll, and it's not that we do her bidding, but no, you guys aren't just going to get away with the BS that you was able to get away with before. And you're not liking it. You're not liking having to be held accountable. Especially Tisha. We know that accountability for them is just non-existent. It's almost like something that just cannot happen. And I think that's what Marsau, you know, that's another reason why Marsau be cheating on her all the time. And that's my opinion. Because he really don't like Tisha. He don't want to be there. That's why he was so quick to agree with Mel, let her know that Mel is this, Mel is that, um, while she's sitting there not taking accountability. But again, this was another scene that was unnecessary. Right. I think Wanda has some jealousy issues too. Like Wanda definitely there there's something up with Wanda, especially if you've been doing this with your daughter where you've been either jealous of her friends or you've been um, jealous of her. I don't know what the case is. Maybe she's jealous of her daughter's marriage. She's jealous you know, of course, we know she's jealous of other women. Tisha's jealous of other women. And I feel like that's a behavior that has been learned. She's learned that from Wanda. And then when you have a mom like Wanda who's steady telling you that you're the best and you're this and you're better than everybody, but yet actions show that you're not. And while you're steady being told how much better you are, but yet you can't get ahead like everybody else, and you don't have the same opportunities, and you're not. I mean, you're not making the life that you want like everybody else. That yeah, that's gonna eat at you. But shit, with a mama like Wanda, who needs enemies? Honestly, like who really
You
needs
can say that
enemies?
again.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on because that scene again. These are just like time fillers. This is getting on my nerves because I feel like they're just really filling time. This right here. Now you're messy. Now you are becoming more and more messy, and you are way too old for the messiness. I don't feel like there was any reason for Nell to get up and go talk to Sunny, try to find out the business. It's none of your business. It has nothing to do with your marriage. It doesn't affect your life in any type of way. It doesn't affect your paycheck in any type of way. Why are you all up in this woman's business? You're wanting to talk to her about it, and you're telling her about how it sounds and how it looks, and it don't look right, and all this and a third, and then in the end you talk to Destiny and act like you just all on Destiny's heels. No.
That's because she actually wants somebody that she can relate to. Because if you remember, she said that while speaking, she was like, "Oh, well, I understand you just like me." She knows that she was also seeing Chris when he was dating, when he was still married. So she's practically looking for a comrade in situationships. Because if we're being frank, she was a side chick, Sunny was a side chick, Destiny was a side chick. That's why they are all understanding somewhat of each other.
Love Inside Chicks of Huntsville. Like that's exactly what it was. It is Love Inside Chicks of Huntsville. Because okay, just what was the point in Sunny and Moses even coming to the Lover and Friends gala? Like, what was the point in even having them there? Like, I understand Stormi invited them, and you just kind of want, everyone to be there, any and everyone to kind of fill seats. But no, if this is something that you're really trying to have as an event, like, you really need to start vetting people. Like, hey, okay, well, this person, don't want this problem, or if you really don't know that person, I'm not about to have you up in my space, especially around people that either I do know. You consider Stormi, you consider Destiny a friend. Like, I wouldn't have them in the same place together, knowing that this is going to be an issue. But on the other hand, it's like, again, if none of this is really affecting my life, I'm not about to just, uninvite people just because. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with this conversation right here, I'm gonna say I got pissed off. I got really pissed off just because, one, Destiny, stop with all that hard shit. Like, really, really stop it, because you meet somebody with that energy, trust and believe, you will get put in your fucking place, and sorry, she got me mad. You will get put in your place, and then you will be sitting there with your big D energy on E. Because, Sunny, one, I don't know why you really wanted to, go talk to her at this time, but fine, whatever. Y'all go into this room, y'all begin to talk. You want to let her know, like, hey, I just wanted to have a real conversation. And she's like, no, I really don't want to have none, because wasn't nothing real. And my thing is like, Destiny, how, like, okay, so you're mad because Sunny and Moses are together. You said Sunny was your friend, which she says we're not friends. People need to stop using the friend word so loosely, which I agree with her. You're mad because she chose not to be your friend and chose her man, but yet you chose not to be Mel's friend and chose Martell. So ain't that the same thing? Like, I just don't understand. And then for you, and what also I don't understand is this is so crazy, because I feel like Destiny purposely put out this narrative, either one, to have another storyline to have on the show, or two, to make it to where she is the victim in all of this, and you have to hear her story
Yes,
first.
because everybody feels like she's the victim. Because if I'm being frank, they reached out to you, even if it was 2 days to their wedding, still they reached out to you. I'm not saying that Moses did not play foul. Moses is where she should actually be directing all her anger to, because he made her his side chick. He was seeing multiple women while seeing her. Because the whole conversation they had here, it was so obvious that both of them did not want to agree that they were side chicks. And to me, Sonny and Destiny were side chicks of Moses, but fortunately for Sonny, she became the wife. Because when they started talking about the dates, the time, she was definitely seeing Moses whilst he was married. That's Destiny. So it's like, what's going on exactly? They are both not wanting the timeline to be set straight. Because I can bet you, if they all sit down and they talk about the timeline, it will all direct back to Moses and show that he was playing two ladies at once.
From what it sounds like, is he's playing a whole lot of ladies, because in Destiny, for you to have known this, and you said that you was with this man 15 years, or off and on 15 years, and not only were y'all friends, but y'all was messing around in this time. I feel like, one, you're mad because you didn't become the wife, and two, you're also mad because you really didn't get to get that title or be with him. You just wanted this fine man, and you wanted to be able to say that you had a fine man on your side. but it didn't work out like that. You thought your looks was going to get you somewhere. It didn't. I don't know why you thought that you was above where you are and that that's just where it was going to be. And I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't like Moses. Don't trust him, and I feel like he would double back. Like he's the type of person to me that if you was married and still messing with Destiny, if you knew that she was married and you was still messing with her, afterwards you was messing with other women, and then Sunny came in the picture, and then oh what you gave up those women to start messing with Sunny? Like, no. I'm sorry. Once a hoe, always a hoe. You're not just about to give that up just because you're married. Like that is not how horrendous their outfits look. But yeah, like you are just why are y'all even one, it's two side chicks in a room talking about one becoming coming out from being a side chick and becoming the wife. Like that's basically what it is. No, you was a side chick first, but you was a side chick second, but I'm the wife now. And it's like, okay, what is the prize? Which one of y'all actually can say that y'all want a prize? Because to me, I'm sorry, Moses is not a prize. He might look good. That's about it. What other prize do you have? Because I mean, what is there? What is there to this relationship that has y'all so just out of it to where one Destiny, you can't even have the common decency to be respectful enough to be a woman and say, hey, okay, you can have a conversation with the man, but you telling me you can't have a conversation with the woman? Make that make sense. Now you'll go meet up with the man, but you won't talk to the woman who you said was a friend? Okay. I'm sorry. I don't believe that Destiny was as hurt as what she's putting on. I feel like she is just trying to put out the narrative that she was with Moses first and Sunny was her friend and betrayed her. I feel like that's what it is. It's just the narrative being pushed out. And since she did not respond, and just like Sunny said, there was a long time period in between where you could have communicated, but you didn't. You went on a podcast and said what you wanted to say. That's you fixing the narrative for it to meet the qualifications that you need to be the victim. And that's all it was that she was doing. And I feel like that's all Destiny ever does. And something that got me, this heifer had the audacity to let it slip out her mouth and say, I'm a public figure. Why would I not talk publicly about my life? Well, you listen here, I want to say some things, but I'm gonna keep it PG today because it's Sunday. Girl, you was on the show before previously. And the reason why you were no longer on the show is because you would not talk publicly about your life. You didn't want anybody to know what was going on. Couldn't nobody know anything about Destiny. Destiny was just there. Girl, you're not a public figure. And no one really cares about what happens publicly in your life. If you really want to talk about some public stuff that happened, let's talk about this fraud. Let's talk about this identity theft. Let's talk about what really happened in your marriage. Like, let's talk about some things that actually could hold some weight in your life and make it where you have a storyline, Destiny. Talk about your marriage to LeBaric. Talk about what happened then. Let's talk about those facts. Why are you steady trying to push another narrative on us that has nothing to do with really anything that's benefiting you or anyone else? Because the storyline doesn't fit the show. It doesn't, no one cares. Like, I think we're all over it. This whole narrative has ran its course. Who cares about Sunny and Moses anymore, or Destiny? Who cares? Like, okay, it happened. It's done and over with. They're married now. Move on. Like,
I don't even know why a married man is entertaining conversations with his ex on TV. I don't understand why.
Without his wife there? Oh, you got me all the way messed up. What? No, honey, we can go meet up with her. Yeah, that's fine. But no, I'm not about to, or I'll go meet up with her. But no, why would my husband go meet up with his ex? What? No. And we're married now? No, thank you. Something ain't right. Something's not right in the Kool Aid. Something just ain't sweet. The math is not mathing. And then Destiny's what made the comment like, oh, well, if I wanted him back, I could. It's possible.
Yeah. But you guys, did you notice something that Moses left Sonny to fight all the battle? Meanwhile, he's the cause of every single thing. He was there smirking, smiling, everything. And he's just there watching two ladies. He loves watching ladies fight for him. That's all I have to say. He loves watching the ladies fight for him because the way he encouraged Sonny, even when Sonny was talking smack about I showed her, I did this, blah blah blah. Dude, it's you who did not properly end the relationship to start a new relationship. I don't even understand why Sonny is even talking to Destiny. If I was in this situation, I won't even talk to Destiny. Moses, go clear up your issue with Destiny before you come back to me. And that's just how it's meant to be. So I just feel like it was so weird. Watching it, I was uncomfortable because if I was in that situation, the man would actually go talk to the woman. I'm not doing you any favors.
One,
Because
I'm
now
not
she
into a
came
whole marriage.
online. Wait, wait, wait. Interview that Destiny dropped with Dr. Heavenly. I didn't even watch it because I was tired. But Sunny came online and she started bashing Destiny because every single interview that Destiny has done, she has talked about Sunny and Moses. And she was like, imagine talking me every day, meanwhile I'm trying to fix my sideburns. I've noticed that every single interview that Destiny has done since she came back has been about Sonny and Moses. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why are you talking about a married couple? Yes, the man did you bad, but she's not your friend, as she said. I know people mixing acquaintances with friends, and that's exactly what happened here. But regardless, you are talking about them, and it's just the same way she keeps talking about Melody every single day. It gets really irritating and repetitive. And I noticed that she always tries to throw a rumor about someone, the same way she tried making the whole Mel is a bad friend stick. Now she's trying to say that, oh, Sunny has been sleeping with other friends, man. I just do not find that well. All your anger should be directed at Moses alone. He was the one who betrayed you in that relationship because you are right in your feelings against Moses, but you and Sonny is having issues.
I mean, not just, I mean, one, why do you keep talking about a married couple like you said? Like that, come on, get over it. And then, one, first, well, I'm not about to be in this whole entanglement. This is a whole entanglement right now. And honestly, Destiny, you said that you've known Moses for 15 years. So that's the one that you've known longer than Sunny. Like, yeah, talk to him. Y'all are supposed to be friends. So there should have been at least some type of conversation that was had, which I honestly, I'm going to say, even though I don't like Moses, I kind of do feel like there was a conversation had. Because if y'all go 5 months without talking, seeing each other, anything, I'm sorry, 5 months, shit's changed. A whole lot has changed in 5 months. So don't think that I mean, yeah, just because maybe, oh, in 15 years, it's been a repeated cycle. Yeah, we might go without talking, come back, we mess around a little bit, then we, disappear. And it could be a cycle with them. But girl, if you know that you've never truly been his woman like that, why are you so mad and acting like, oh, this was the love of your life and you guys were just going to do this and y'all was going to do that? Girl, if in 15 years this man had made you nothing more than just uh you know a fly in, a drive up, but then within 90 days he marries this woman, that, listen, Either that needs to tell you that there's definitely something off about you, or maybe he just found what he really has been looking for and it was in Sunny. Because he could have been out here, just spreading himself thin, trying to find what he was finding, and he found what he wanted and what he needed in Sunny. I mean, it's okay if that happens. But yeah, Destiny, why are you steady sitting out here talking about this woman and this man like over and over and over again? Get a life. You're talking about them, but yet you're not talking about anything that's really impactful or anything that matters. Like you're not talking about, like I said, the lawsuits, no fraud, no identity theft. You're not talking about none of that. You're not talking about what it really was that broke up your marriage, or what made it to where your husband at the time left you 3 weeks after giving birth to your son. Like, let's talk about those real issues, because it's got to be something with you, Destiny. We're not just going to just bash all the men and just say, oh, it's the man. No, Destiny, I feel like it's something with you, something that you're doing. And I agree with you, Solana. Moses made Sunny a side chick too, because she even admitted, oh, well, he was dating somebody else then when I gave him my number. Okay, so you was a side chick? No, because they had just broke up. Wait a minute. Was they dating or did they just break up? Which one? Like, no. I just feel like it's all a mess. It's just a big cluster, just a big mess. But at the end of the day, Sunny and Moses are married. Let them live their happily ever after. Let them move on. Let them do whatever it is that they're going to do in their marriage. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, I think, honestly, Destiny's a manipulator. She's a deceiver. She's a liar. I don't like her. Don't trust her. And them fake crocodile tears that she gave to Nell, that just really shows just how much she will deceive you and manipulate you into trying to, make her feel or see her side like she's just, being attacked and everybody's against her. And then for Nell to sit there and act like, oh yeah, I understand. And do you understand because you was in the same situation as a side chick in a way? I don't. What is it? Like, what is Nell's
She
connection?
does
Or
because she does because the way she was so bothered and trying to poke her nose in the situation, it was really like borderline disturbing.
yeah, it's like what? Like first you do it with Sunny. You don't even really know Sunny, and then afterwards you do it with Destiny, and then you're all on Destiny. Oh, see, I should have did this, and I should have talked to you first because of this, and that. Listen, I don't know if this episode is Side Chicks United. I don't know, like, and that's fine. But this show is no longer love and marriage. It's love and side chicks. There's more side chicks on this show than there are actual married couples, or couples that, and I ain't even just gonna say married couples that are actually in love in their marriage. Because I don't really know, even though I don't really like Stormi, I will say her marriage to Courtney might actually be one of the most, where it's like, okay, they might actually really, you know what I'm saying, love each other. Maybe
Yeah,
even
they
Chris.
actually do. And it is
But
actually respectable.
hmm but other than that, it's like, what do we have as far as like real marriages being shown, or true love and all that? You're not seeing that on this show at all. Like, how it started is definitely not where it's at now. And normally, when you want to evolve a show, you want to make it grow, you want to make it better, not make it worse. I feel like this show has gotten worse, especially these last like 3 seasons, 2, 3 seasons. it's just going downhill further and further. But what did you think about Nell's presence talking to Destiny?
That was totally unnecessary in this entire episode. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead and move on to, I think it was Stormy's place. Um, Stormy was sitting in the, or wait, before, hold on, before we get there, before we leave the Galentine, let's talk about Martell coming up and not showing off his dad bod and performing like Stormy wanted him to, because he said he wasn't ready, and then he, you know, acted like he, because he didn't look like Ken. If he looked like Ken, he would be out there and he'd be showing his body. But because he didn't, like, he just he couldn't do it. Couldn't take off his shirt.
He was intimidated actually by the fine people around. He didn't want to look less sexy like the others. Because once he saw Trisha's husband, was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely not that hot bod that he thinks that he is. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious how he just, no, I'm not going to take off my shirt. No, I'm not. Any other time you'd be wanting to take off your shirt, especially if you seen women around or you thought that somebody was going to give some attention, or, you know what I'm saying? He could possibly, get a number or two or something out of it. Oh, he definitely would have took off his shirt. But yeah, I feel like the intimidation was there, and he saw Ken and was like, oh no, that's what he aspires to be, but he is not there. So yeah, moving on to Stormy's place. We go to Stormy's place. She's sitting there with Chance and her babysitter, and they're, just kind of talking, not really doing nothing. Chance is watering the flowers with his little cute self. Then Courtney walks in, and Courtney's like, yo, I just left the warehouse and the police showed up. Like, the police is looking for you. And Stormy's acting shocked, though she doesn't know what's going on, and very surprised as to why would the cops be after her. So she leaves out, I guess, finds out what it was and comes back and realizes that it's because of the harassment and because of what she did to Black Titanic, which we all saw the video for. We all know what happened. What do you think about her finally getting or having those warrants? What do you think about that?
Honestly, it was definitely like worth it. But in a way, the way they are trying to play it on the show, it's more like they're painting her to be the victim. So we're not really getting much from the whole storyline. I think that's a storyline that Stormy is allowing play on the show if they make her look like the victim.
Yeah, that's so true. There's a lot of victim playing on this show. There's a lot of fakeness. And that's the stuff that I find so crazy, is because we've seen the stuff play out on social media. Like, so before even getting to this point, we know what happened last year. We know how, we know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know the truth, we've seen it. So to see it on the show play out, and like you said, it's playing out because it's making her look like the victim. It's making her look like, oh, she had a stalker situation and now she's being, she's in trouble because of a stalker and it shouldn't be her. Like, no. We seen how disrespectful you was when it came to Black Titanic, and you threatened her. Like there was actual threats with a pew pew. Like you, come on now. The videos out there. So many content creators did videos on the threats that you made to Black Titanic. And we all know that Black Titanic, she's a journalist. She goes around. She goes to the courthouse. She'll go to businesses. Stormi's not the only one. And she's not the last. She won the first. She's not the last. I believe Black Titanic has actually even, yeah, she has showed up to court dates that Mel has had at the courthouse, court dates. Mel didn't lash out and call her out her name and threaten to shoot her and all this other stuff. There was none of that happened. But yet, Stormi, you get caught up not only with, you know, your warehouse, but then we see that you got this damn dog in there that's bleeding everywhere. That's a health hazard. You know, the way that you was threatening this woman, all the different stuff that's happened, we've seen it play out, so we know what the truth is. So to show on television that she's the victim and woe is me, we don't know why this is happening to her, I don't like it. Like, I feel like that is some of the most disgusting stuff possible. Like, come on, Stormi. So anyway, we ended basically there. Basically, Stormi is, you know, she finds out that she's got warrants and she's going to have to turn herself in. What I also find crazy about that is the fact that, like we seen on the previews, you know, of what's to come, that she, you know, she's ready to turn herself in and she starts talking to her mom, or she wants her mom there. She's called her mom. She wanted her mom there, whatever. And Betty Spaghetti, well, listen, let's just say she wasn't for it, and she already let it be known. Listen here, you have, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time this has happened. So we're not gonna act like this is the first time. We're not gonna act like you've never been in trouble before. We're not gonna act like you haven't been in jail before. We're not going to do this woe is me. Betty did not allow her to play the victim card, at least from what we've seen. What do you think, at least, about that? And then we can go ahead and end it there.
I think I was logged out. Can you just repeat the question?
Oh yeah, I was saying, so like it ended with, you know, Stormi finding out that she's got the warrants, but then we seen in the preview that she had called Betty to basically be with her, or, you know, meet her up at the jail or whatever while she's doing it because she wanted the support. But Betty basically let her know, like, yo, this isn't the first time you've been in jail. This isn't, you know, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. So Betty wasn't really
Betty
too much.
tries. She tries to sound savage for TV. So people will be like, "Oh, she's so real. She's so this. I don't know. I just do not like Betty. I don't like her."
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody really likes Betty Spaghetti. It was just shocking that it's almost like she was kind of trying to make Stormi be accountable for what had actually happened, instead of making it as though she just didn't know what happened and it was just all on Black Titanic and not her. But yeah, y'all. So that is the review for this week. Wasn't really too much that happened to going on. Honestly, this show is, I feel like it's nearing its end. We have what, maybe 7 more episodes left, because it possibly is what, 15 episodes. So we have just a few more episodes left of this. And honestly, I'm already over it. Hopefully it gets better, but I don't see it, because I just feel like we're going to get force fed more of the whole Trisha not wanting to get divorced story, and more of the whole Sunni destiny, you know, like I feel like that's what this season is about, but it's not even worth it. But make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to both of our channels. That is Talk with Solana. I'm your girl, Queen C with Gigi Nan, and we will see you guys back here next week for another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bye, guys.
Bye.